Good afternoon. This is the Alcoholics Anonymous Daily Reflection for May the 4th. It is called Entirely Honest. We must be entirely honest with somebody if we expect to live long or happily in this world. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 73 and 74. Honesty, like all virtue, is to be shared. It began after I shared my whole life story with someone in order to find my place in the fellowship. Later, I shared my life in order to help the newcomer find his place with us. This sharing helps me to learn honesty in all my dealings and to know that God's plan for me comes true through honest openness and willingness. Or it could be honesty, openness, and willingness. I like this one. I'm not going to give out much information about this, but I'm going to put it in a different environment of how it happened and who was involved and stuff. So I don't want to share something that someone else that's private to somebody else and betray their trust. So a friend came to me and asked me some things the other day of why my hands, my hands do whatever they're gonna do. Like, they do whatever they want to do. And as part of being misdiagnosed and going through prison misdiagnosed and on the street misdiagnosed and being force-fed pretty much, convinced that I was a schizophrenic and I needed antipsychotics. And this went on for almost 10 years, and I lost. I have Tardive dyskinesia, or it's hard to say, but it's you'll see commercials for the medicines for it on TV all the time. It's a common side effect for anybody who's on antipsychotics, even meds for people with bipolar disorder and such. And it causes, it causes muscle movements loss. And it sometimes, it makes you look like you've done meth or you're on meth. Unfortunately, it makes you have the hand movements, and it shows up in a lot of my pictures, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's just something. I accept it for what it is, but I don't even know that my hands are doing weird stuff in pictures until after. I look at the picture and I'm like, fudge. Well, it sucks. Now everybody's going to think I'm strung out. You know what I mean? And this person came to me and asked me about it. And he thought it was on meth, even though we've talked about me being in recovery before or such. And I was like, no, this is what happened, And I even showed him what it was. I told him it was Tardive, that's hard to say, dyskinesia. I said it wrong, but whatever. And I showed it to him. And I showed him that it causes muscle loss and loss of muscle movements. And it does it to my head too. I'll move weird. And it is because of my back and losing, the sciatica and all that stuff, but it's also because of, the antipsychotics. I was misdiagnosed by somebody who shouldn't have a job anywhere, and they just pegged me with schizophrenia, and they were wrong. So, that's part of my story, and it still follows me. I'm still paying for it. I still pay for it. It's rough, but and I gotta tell him no. I've been sober 2.5 years. I said, man, I'm sensitive about. I'm self-conscious about it. And he apologized. I was like, no, it's okay. I'm glad you were honest with me. I'm glad you came to me. I'm glad you came up front and asked me, and we could talk about it. And then got to talk to him about recovery and stuff. And my sponsor, and got to talk to him in depth about struggles he was having and things we'd been through together, and diet, and how to feel better at our age. Like, it really was awesome. It was a conversation he needed to have, and it was something I needed to talk about, and I didn't know I needed to talk about the things we talked about. But it's crazy how something that I'm so self-conscious with and about, and I kind of feel ashamed of. And there's a lot of suffering being strung out on those meds. It was a lot of suffering, especially when I didn't need them. There was a lot of suffering for years, and being convinced, hey, you're pretty much nuts. Let us shoot you in the hip with this syringe full of goo for years. About 2 times, 3 times every month. So it was cool that I got to use that, but it was only because I was honest about it. And, it gave me a chance to be honest, open with him, and willing to share, and willing to have a conversation. It was really neat. Our strength, our weaknesses will become our strengths. What I've learned is my weaknesses have become my strength, because there's always somebody out there struggling, and they come to me. And it's cool how these bad things I thought were so bad, have led to being able to care about somebody else and care about their struggles and share crap I've been through. And so they're healing and I'm healing. And it's nice. Things come to the surface. Things I didn't know. Things I needed to talk about that I didn't know I needed to go in depth on it to feel better about it. So now, I know with my fucking hands going nuts and, doing a puppet show on their own, that's okay. It's okay. Because now I have something good to associate it with. And that's awesome. That's good stuff. And that's part of my God, my higher power's plan, is that I become whole and that I can share. Workplace, on the street, in a store, wherever I'm at home, in a meeting. It's pretty cool. But I have to be honest about it. I have to be honest so I can open up about those things. And, man, the things people will tell you and share with you, for what I've seen, is that when I'm honest about something, they trust. because I was just honest about something. I was willing to step out there. It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff, man. I love y'all. I hope you have a good day. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do more of these. Get back on schedule. And maybe catch up. So you can come and watch them every day of the year. Which is something I look forward to. I look for new people. And I watch Mitchell Aaron Coleman's videos for AA, Dopey Podcast, Good Morning Dopey, AA Daily Reflections. I love that dude. Him and Howie are great. Love them. I love to meet him. He's a cool dude. And that's one sober to another. Those are all good. And you know what? Watch them all. That's what I do. If I can find that date and I can find each one, I'll watch them. I want to get different people's aspects or perspectives on the daily reflections, because I love learning. I need as much wisdom as I can get, and then sometimes I need to learn how to apply that, and I love people who talk about that stuff too. But Dove and Serpent Radio on Spotify is great. That dude's got a lot of wisdom. He's a recovering alcoholic. He almost died of cirrhosis of the liver, and then he got sober. He does tarot, but he also does other things too. Dove and Serpent Radio on Spotify is just, man, his words are just packed full of insightful wisdom. I love it. I just get so much from it. He'll say a sentence and I'll think all day, and I'm still thinking about things he said. I listened to 3 days ago. But I love you guys. Hope you have a good day. Be good to one another. I love y'all.